Hi everyone! For this anatomy model video, I will go over all parts of the integumentary system model. Starting with the most superficial layer, which is the epidermis. Epidermis is from the top here to down here. Wherever you see this bottom purple-ish layer, that is the bottom of the epidermis. Now, what you're seeing here is thick skin versus thin skin. And we can actually divide the epidermis layer into 5 specific layers. The top one, the nude color here, is called the stratum corneum. The stratum corneum. The white layer, which is only present in thick skin, is called stratum lucidum. Stratum lucidum, the white. And then the dark purple right here is the stratum granulosum. Stratum granulosum. And then you have the kind of dark pink, kind of lavender color. That is then your stratum spinosum. And you finally have the bottom layer. I say that it sounds like the word spells like base, so the bottom layer, stratum basale. So easy way to remember the order of the 5 layers of the epidermis is come, let's get sunburn. C for corneum, L for lucidum, G for granulosum, and then S for spinosum, B for basale. That's the 5 specific layer of the epidermis. Then you have the dermis layer, which goes from the inner parts of this nude color all the way down to here, where you start to see the yellow blobs. So anywhere you see here that has that nude color is what we call the dermis layer. So I will bracket it like this as the dermis layer. Then dermis layer separated in 2 specific layers. You have what's called the papillary layer right here, which goes up to these blood vessels right here. Again, papillary layer. Then you have your reticular layer. Okay, so papillary and reticular are just the 2 specific layers of the dermis. Then you have all these yellow area, which are really adipose tissue. Any of this yellow area we call from here to here the subcutaneous layer, or also called the hypodermis. From any of the start of the yellow blob, which are adipose tissue, to the bottom is subcutaneous or hypodermis. So then you have sensory parts of the skin. This big one at the bottom is called the Pacinian corpuscle. Pacinian corpuscle is for deeper pressure, sensing deeper pressure and vibration. This small little guy that looks like, they look like little mitochondria, is the Meissner's corpuscle. Meissner's corpuscle for sensing light touches and sensation close to the surface layer. Then you have the sweat gland, or so-called, the fancy name for it is sudoriferous gland. Sudoriferous gland is this big one right here with the duct that leads to the surface of the skin to sweat. So either this as a big one or any of these white ones are also sudoriferous or sweat glands. Then you have the oil glands, which are these purple ones, these purple blobs here, or this one right here, which has been cut off to the side with the sagittal cut so you see the inside. That is the fancy term for oil gland is sebaceous gland, sebaceous gland, sebaceous gland, or sebaceous gland, all this. Then you have hair, parts of the hair. Anything exposed from the skin upwards is what we call the hair shaft. Hair shaft. Anything below the skin, just like a tree, anything below the ground, in a sense, is called the root. So all of this, anywhere in the brown, dark brown area, is the hair root. Hair root. Then you have the hair follicle, which is this nude or pink, dark pink lavender area, either here or here. This is a layer that kind of wraps around the entire hair root like that. That's the hair follicle. Then you have the last part, which is the erector pili muscle right here, or on this one right here, which is responsible for pulling the hair, so that this is how we get goosebumps, by contraction of the erector pili muscle. And that is all for the skin model.